When you think of the most valuable cars in the world, names like Ferrari, Lamborghini, and McLaren instantly come to mind. They're fast, luxurious, and cost a fortune right off the showroom floor. But what if I told you there are old Japanese cars from the 1990s, cars once seen drifting down mountain roads and starring in arcade games that are now worth more than a brand new Ferrari? These Japanese machines were never meant to flaunt luxury. They were built for precision, performance, and passion. And today, they're legends not because of marketing, but because they earned their place in history, one red line at a time. The 1990s weren't just a decade. They were an era of automotive rebellion in Japan. While the world chased luxury, Japan focused on balance, on cars that felt connected, tuned by engineers, not marketers. They didn't need giant wings or screaming V12s to make a statement. They spoke in precision and responded in performance. These weren't mass-produced machines built for status. They were crafted with discipline, released in limited numbers, and made with one goal in mind: pure driving pleasure. Every bolt, every line, every red line was calculated, controlled, and legendary. It was the golden era. Not because of what these cars had, but because of what they didn't need. No gimmicks, no noise, just raw, reliable power wrapped in timeless design. Some cars earned respect, others command it. The 1999 Nissan Skyline GT-R R34 didn't just arrive, it roared into the scene, earning a nickname from the West that says it all: Godzilla. It was Japan's answer to everything the rest of the world was doing wrong. Powered by the RB26 DETT twin-turbo inline-6, paired with all-wheel drive and precision handling, it wasn't just fast, it was flawless. But here's the twist. The R34 wasn't even available in the United States market until recently. For years, it was forbidden fruit, the car everyone knew about but couldn't legally own. And now that it's finally imported, prices have exploded. Low mileage V-Spec and V-Spec 2, newer additions, and flexing up to $500,000 at auction. It was engineered to be tuned, yet purists now pay more for untouched factory stock versions. That's the paradox. A car built for modification, now prized for its purity. The R34 wasn't made to be a collector's piece. It became one because nothing else drove like it. This wasn't just Honda's greatest car, it was Japan's answer to Ferrari, and in many ways it was better. The NSX-R wasn't about flash, it was about focus, a lightweight mid-engine machine with a naturally aspirated 3.0-liter V6 hand-built in Japan and fine-tuned with the help of none other than Ayrton Senna. Yes, that's Senna. He called for a stiffer chassis, sharper handling, and more road feedback. What followed was a car that didn't just compete with Ferrari's 348, it embarrassed it. But it was never mass-produced. The Type R was rare, stripped of luxury, loaded with purpose, no power steering, no sound deadening, no compromise. And today, clean units have crossed $400,000 and they're still climbing. Even in Japan, finding one is like spotting a unicorn. It didn't shout, it didn't need to. It was the first Japanese supercar to go toe-to-toe with the best from Europe, and it left without a scratch. Because the NSX-R didn't chase Ferrari, it changed Ferrari. Some cars became classics. This one became something more. The 1994 Toyota Supra MK4 twin-turbo wasn't just a car, it was a cultural moment. Under the hood, the now legendary 2JZ GTE twin-turbocharged and overbuilt, practically bulletproof. It wasn't just fast, it was a tuner's dream. Then came the Fast and Furious era, and suddenly, the Supra wasn't just a car, it was a hero status. But here's what seals its legacy. Low mileage, 6-speed manual, Supras are now selling for $200,000 to $300,000, some even more. Not because they're rare, but because no one kept them in stock. It wasn't loud like a Ferrari. The Supra never asked for attention, it just earned it. In the end, Ferrari might scream louder, but the Supra, its whisper echoes longer. Now look for the next one on our list. Some cars are built with logic. This one was built with emotion. The 1993 Mazda RX-7 FD wasn't just another 90s sports car. It was a masterpiece sculpted in motion, lightweight, low-slung, and dangerously beautiful. And its heartbeat, there is something no other icon dared to touch: the 13B twin-rotor engine. Compact, high-revving, and full of personality. This wasn't just a power plant, it was a symphony of engineering and danger. It screamed, it spun, and when it failed beautifully. But that's not what made it addictive. It wasn't for everyone, and Mazda knew it. So they built special edition Spirit R, Type RZ, and final versions for the true believers. And now, clean, untouched Spirit R models can fetch $150,000 to $200,000. It was fragile, flawed, and occasionally unpredictable. But in the right hands, it danced like nothing else. The RX-7 wasn't just driven, it felt. Before the streets knew it, but collectors wanted it. This car was born in the dirt. The 1996 Toyota Celica GT-4 ST205 wasn't made to impress on boulevards. It was made to fly through gravel. Rally-bred, turbocharged, and with an all-wheel drive, this Toyota's secret weapon unleashed for the World Rally Championship. But to race it, Toyota had to build it for the public. That's where the homologation magic happened. Just a few thousand units were made that were road legal, raw, and rare. With aggressive bodywork and turbocharged 3S GTE engine and Toyota's rally-tuned all-wheel drive system, the ST205 was a street-legal rally car before that was cool. For years it stayed in the shadows, overlooked, underpriced, but not anymore. Prices have surged to £7,000 up to £12,000 plus, depending on mileage and condition. It's no longer just a rally relic, it's a symbol of an era when Toyota didn't just build cars, they built warriors. From rally stages to auction stages, the Celica GT4 still knows how to make an entrance. Here comes the next ones. These weren't the poster cars. They weren't pampered or preserved. They were driven, drifted, and often destroyed. But that's exactly what made them legends. The 1996 Nissan 180SX Type X and the 1997 Silvia Spec R were never meant to sit still. They were the lightweight assassins of Japan's underground scene, born for tough battles, parking lot drifts, and late-night glory. With near-perfect weight distribution, rear-wheel drive, and turbocharged SR20 DET power plants, these cars weren't just agile, they were art in motion. But while most were beaten, swapped, or written off in the streets, a few survived. And today, the ones that remain stock, clean, and low mileage are worth $80,000 to $120,000, sometimes even more. They started as rebels, now they're collectibles. Once sideways on the street, now parked under the soft lighting and climate-controlled vaults, they've earned respect, one corner at a time. Because in the world of JDM, the Silvia and the 180SX weren't just cars, they were a movement. They weren't born in Italy, they didn't wear a prancing horse, and yet the 90s JDM legends are now outpricing Ferraris, not because of luxury, but because of legacy. They were underdogs, tuned on the streets, praised in back alleys, raced in silence, and now they sit in museums, auctions, and private collections, not because they were made to be rare, but because they were too special to be forgotten. They weren't chasing prestige, they were chasing red lines, and in doing so, they left behind something no badge can replicate: soul. These weren't just machines, these were memories, moments in time, captured in metal and fuel, and now they didn't just match Ferraris in value, they outrun them in meaning.